My role for a startup team, I guess, can sort of vary across different businesses. So, as an example, for one of the businesses, I would sit on the board. I would present the financials to the board and the investors. I would really be that financial soundboard for them. So, like this morning, I was on a conference call with one of the startup businesses, and we're having a conversation around cash flow. And for them, it was really, I guess, asking me advice around how we should be managing cash flow, what we should be doing around making decisions. So I'm really that sounding board for the operating management team as well as the investors as well. From their perspective, they're making sure that there's proper diligence, proper checks and balances, processes in place to help them, I guess, have confidence that the management of that startup are actually doing what they should be doing, and there's proper, as I said, checks and balances within their team. So sort of the key roles that I would sort of fill in as a CFO of the startup would be really around, I guess, one would be the management reporting side of things. So that would be just your monthly management reporting, how the business is actually performing, for that month. And there you would look at your performance against your budget, against your prior year, so that the management and I guess the board can actually see whether they are on track or off track, and then from there they can actually make key decisions about the business. So whether if they're off track, then are there costs that we need to cut back, or why are sales lagging? If they're on track, how can we accelerate that growth, and what do we need to do to accelerate the growth? Maybe we need to put some more money in and things like that. So that's sort of conversation that sort of sits in. And then the other side, I guess, is the cash flow side of things. So especially in the startup space where money is very sparse, and where these sort of businesses are, every penny counts. It's just making sure that we can understand the clear runway from the business perspective. So how much cash do they have? How long does that cash actually last them? What's their cash burn rates? And then looking at, methods and ways that we can actually reduce cash. So things like travel policies, are we traveling too much? Or can we maybe defer some salaries, so that if there's management and they're getting paid salaries, they may want to say, we won't get paid for a couple of months, and sort of just looking at just different key variables within their business and how they can potentially withdraw cash or get paid faster from customers and things like that. So one of the other things I guess I do with clients is around, especially in the startup space where the government sort of gives you, I guess, a lot of incentives when you're developing new products. And one of those incentives is around, research and development grants. And I would assist businesses in that sort of side of things. So I'd help them, prepare the relevant information that they need, and then they'd go to the expert around, preparing their research and development grants. So that's just one of the other key services that I would do for businesses. And then finally, I guess, just around contracts and reviewing contracts. So if customers have, large contracts with suppliers or customers or whatever that is, then I would help review those contracts, make sure from a financial perspective that everything's sort of sound, and where there's sort of milestones, that we're actually making sure we're tracking those milestones.